I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Trini Lovely, and if you don't know me by now, my name is Trini Lovely. So today we're gonna have a very interesting topic, and this topic is gonna cover our zodiac signs. I'm not gonna go that much in depth today. I'm telling you about the dark side of the sign or the good side of the sign. I'm not gonna go into that much of a topic. I'm gonna go very briefly and just give you a little review about the signs, about the 4 elements, just for you to have a better understanding if you don't have an understanding of why so many people actually, you meet somebody and that person say, hey, what are you? And you say, I'm a Taurus, right? And that person say, no way. Not gonna do it. I'm not going to be with anyone who's a Taurus because I already don't know how all the Tauruses act. I already don't know what you're coming to say. And you're like, whoa, hold up. We all are different people. We all have different attitudes. You can't actually compare me to your last girlfriend, or you can't compare me to your wife. You can't compare me to your best friend because I'm myself. But, yeah, you are yourself. But we all do have similar attributes that's very similar. So all the Tauruses may be a bit different, but we all do have a similar attribute to each other, just like all the Leos may have similar attributes to each other that actually you can find in another Leo or another Taurus or another Pisces. They may share a similarity. So before I get into that, let's talk about the elements, right? The elements of the zodiac signs, just to give a little bit of understanding of the 12 zodiac signs. So as we know, there are 4 elements. And the elements are made up in water, air, fire, and earth, right? And if we wanted to know what are the fire elements, so the fire elements are any signs that actually are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And these signs are basically masculine energy signs, right? And I'll go a little bit in depth about what is masculine energy signs in 1 minute. And then there are the Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And these are also masculine signs, right? And then we have Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, which are feminine signs, right? And then we have Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, which is also feminine signs. So the masculine energy, when it comes down to the masculine signs, it's basically more expressive, outgoing, childlike, playful. And these are the attributes that the masculine energy has. While as the feminine signs are more introverted, deep, practical, and intimate are more the feminine signs. So if you kind of forgot what are the feminine signs again, let me just let you know. These are the Capricorn, the Tauruses, the Virgo, the Cancer, the Scorpio, and the Pisces. And these masculine signs are more Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And these are the masculine signs. So as we know, as we said before, the masculine are more expressive, outgoing, childlike, playful, as well as the feminine signs are more introverted, deep, practical, and intimate, right? So as we know that the sun sign plays a major role with how our personality trait is. So that's like the one that actually has like the contract with God, right? When you think about the sun sign, like that's the one that really stands out. That's the one that is basically more dominant than any other sign that is actually connected back to that specific person, right? So I'm a Taurus. I'm the epiphany of what a Taurus is. I have that materialistic way about myself. My personality is very nurturing, very loving, very stubborn, very empathetic, very compassionate. I definitely have that nurture about myself. Like I'm very nurturing, right? But also, I'm definitely the epiphany of a bull. I mean, if you set me off, I'm going to rage, right? I'm going to go off like the bull. I'm going to go from 1 to 10. And I'm the epiphany of my sign, right? And most Tauruses have a similar attribute, but we are actually also uniquely different. And I'll tell you why. Because that sun sign actually sets us to have a similar attribute with each other. But then we also have a different moon sign, and which is considered the house sign. And then there's 12 different houses that actually are in the sign that actually plays a major different role with how it actually affects our personality trait, and all that plays with our whole personality. So our ruling sign is the sun sign, and that's where you may say to yourself, well, you know what, I know this Taurus person and she acts very similar to you. And the reason why she acts very similar is because we are both Tauruses, where we share similar attributes. But we still have uniqueness that makes us different. But we actually still share many different attributes of a similarity with each other. All right, so let's go back into the 4 elements that I basically spoke about before, right? So when we talk about, so your birth chart plays a significant role in your life, right? A significant role in your life. Like some people can literally map out your birth chart and actually figure out events that's actually gonna play out in your life, right? Through your birth chart. So keep that in mind, that the birth chart plays a significant amounts of role. If you are into the zodiac sign, this is something zodiac signs, and these are things that interest in you, you should definitely try to do your birth chart if you know when your rising sun was, when you actually born, from the moon, which is the house sign. So all that plays a major role with actually playing out your birth chart, right? So let's go a little bit deeper into actually the 12 houses of your chart. Okay, so I'm actually going to go very briefly. I'm not going to go too in depth. So as we know, the first house plays with the rules of ruling the body, right? So this is where the ego sits in the chart, right? The ego sits in the first house, okay? And the ruling of your body, physical appearance, all this leaderships, mannerism, your attitudes, all this plays out basically in your first house. Then the second house governs your money, your finance, value, self-worth, personal belongings. All that plays out with the second house. So then the third house is your siblings, your neighbors, your relatives, your parents, your education, all communication, all that plays out in the third house. Then in the fourth house represents your home and your family and how safe your security is, right? So all that plays out in your childhood, right? All that plays out within the fourth house. The fifth house rules creativity, romance, love, fun. The sixth house plays out with your physical health, diseases, hygiene, diet, all that plays out in the sixth house. The seventh house plays with govern, beauty, marriage, partnerships, contract, law, justice. The eighth house plays with debt, sexuality, affairs. To give an example, so Lisa was born underneath her sun sign, which is a Virgo, right? So from the moment she was born, she came into the realm and she was born underneath her Virgo sign. And she's now a Virgo. And she has similar attributes to Virgo. But then her moon sign was the rising sign pertaining to the other planets, right? When she was born, right? And it fell into Venus. And it fell into Mars. And then it also fell into Leo. And that's the different house signs that actually comes. And because her moon sign, rising sign was Venus, she now act like, basically, she acts like a Taurus also, right? And because there's different planets that was lined up as well with the moon and the sun, she now have many different houses. And I hope that actually makes more sense as I kind of give that little example. Okay, and like I said again, if you don't understand, feel free to write the comment at the bottom and I'll kind of actually explain it a little bit better than that, okay? The ninth house plays out with, and it rules prophecy, higher education, churches, temple, religion, spirituality. The 10th house plays out with profession, success, status. 11th house plays out with your future, friendships, corporations. The 12th house plays out with and rules karma, compassion, mystics, healings, imagination. So all this plays out within this, basically in this birth chart, okay? So these are houses that's actually within you. So you have a sun sign, you have a house sign, and then you actually have these 12 houses that actually affect your sign as well. Okay, so I also wanted to talk about the sun sign, the rising sign, and the moon sign, and how it actually plays out within your life, right? So the sun sign is your destiny, right? Because that's the sign that you actually rolled in. That's the dominant sign that is, if I'm a Taurus, then I'm going to have Taurus attributes, right? And then the rising sign is the path you choose to reach your destiny, right? And if it's the moon sign, that is my emotional, right? Basically my emotional reaction to situations that I encountered while I'm traveling on my path to my destiny. So I hope you guys kind of understand that. I'm going to say it again. So my sun sign is my destiny. My rising sign is the path that I choose to reach my destiny. And my moon sign is that emotional reaction to the situations that I encountered through traveling to the path to get to my destiny. And I hope that makes sense, right? And then I'll go a little bit deeper in other videos as well about how it plays out, right? So I hope you guys got that part. So if we wanted to kind of like think about how can we master and kind of strive to actually control how our destiny plays out on this realm, right? One of the things that you can do is actually play with the rising sign, right? You could actually play with your path you choose in life. So let's look at different ways that we can play with how our roles affect our signs, right? So if you was an Aries, you will literally try to work on being the leader that you are, right? If you was a Taurus, you would try to master your finance, right? If you were a Gemini, you would try to master the art of communication. If you were a Cancer, you would try to master the art of your emotions. If you are a Leo, you will master the art of your will, right? If you are a Virgo, you will try to master the art of your organization, right? If you were Libra, you will try to master the art of balance. If you were Scorpio, you will try to master your art of intimacy. If you were a Sagittarius, you will try to master the art of wisdom. If you were a Capricorn, you will try to learn structure. If you were Aquarius, you will try to master the art of knowledge. If you are a Pisces, you will have to master the art of mystics, right? And this is how you kind of start looking at how the destiny plays out, right? Because there's different attributes that you will have to actually take a look at when you're looking at the charts, when you're looking at the zodiac signs, because it's more in depth than how we may think it is, right? It's definitely plays with our destiny in life. It definitely plays with a lot of components, right? And I hope you guys enjoy. I'm definitely going to give another video a little bit more about the zodiac signs again, about and why I basically said what they had to master, right? So I'm going to go into that on another video. So the moon plays a very important role in our day-to-day life. It plays with our emotions, right? So if you were supposed to manifest any kind of danger in your life, it will actually plays with your emotions of how you basically handle things, right?